Jeremy is headed out to go start working some land. My uncle's already started working some land. I'm gonna go and just spray some dandelions on a hillside just to get the rest of the stuff that's in the tank out. And then should be planting this afternoon. So we ended up, since the last video, we ended up planting a little bit, and then I did all of our burn down, except for what I'm going to do now. Second farm that we were hem-hawing about in the last video, we decided to stay out of, and that's where he's headed now. So we're just gonna hit it with the VT again and plant it this afternoon. We were just kind of nervous. We should have probably planted it, but we didn't want to take the chance. Now, dodged a couple rains here, and hopefully tomorrow there's a slight chance, and hopefully it just stays away. And hopefully we can go balls to the walls this weekend, get a bunch of stuff done. Got done here. It's nothing fancy. I just wanted to use the little bit that was left in here. There's a bit left in the tank, but you know, it's just Power Max, so we're gonna use it for, you know, spot spraying some stuff. So this has been working really nice. Now, the only issue I have right now, and this is gonna get resolved eventually, is I can't use my master switch, so those section valves don't work. Kind of had a feeling I was gonna have this problem, but the reason being is I feel we don't have a controller, a boom controller for the 700, and off of the egg leader that was in here, it had a boom controller for that, and those section valves open from the boom controller. So basically the mapping off of here, from what I understand. So I want to find a way to hardwire it so I can just hit the master to open them all up. And then also I would like to use my section controls too, so you know, then I can turn it off if I'm only using like half the boom or something. But you know, in an area where I'm trying not to map, you know, otherwise this will, you know, control every single nozzle body. But say I'm folded up to 60, you know, it kind of gets to be a pain to take and control it off of here, because you got to do each nozzle individually that way. So I only run into that issues in little places, so it isn't the end of the world. But it'd be nice to have the master switch. But otherwise, coming into Headlands, this thing is spot on. So I don't know, this is kind of a good buy. I really like this. The turn compensation works good. Was having issues with it at first, but once I got everything calibrated in again, it worked flawlessly. So it was fairly easy to put together too. I got bored one morning and ended up connecting all of the NCMs and the nozzles and configuring everything into the monitor, and it was pretty simple, you know, if you kind of understand it. We did end up going to the training for it down in Tremont, so that helped, but the videos also help a lot too, that Precision puts on their website for installing a bunch of this stuff. I really like this system, and it wasn't too bad of a price for what it is. So fairly simple to put together, and fairly simple. If there's a problem, you can figure it out pretty simply. So, and if anything is wrong, it tells you. So And the nice thing is we have all of our pressures too. This all controls the pump now. So I'm gonna take this toggle switch out of here because there's no need for that anymore. But all around great system. And I really like that we can use the Gen 3 because I really like the Gen 3 interface. That was kind of one of the big pushers for that for me. Alright, all this stuff is working up a lot better now, so give it a couple hours to dry and get him caught up in front of me a little bit, and then we're gonna come down and plant it. So the dust is flying. We got a little bit of rain yesterday, but it wasn't too bad. So but I don't know, I'm thinking I'm gonna go clean the sprayer out here. I got 22 acres of wheat to spray, so I think we are going to go and do that. Well, should have beans popping out soon. And these have been in the ground for a little over a week now. Alright, well, we're gonna get planting here. Jeremy's just getting done with this second field here. He has one little triangle to do down there, and then when that's done, he's getting switched down the road. For the last field here for today, he didn't hit this but a half an hour ago, and it's already, you know, it's already dry, so planted into a lot wetter. We should be all right. All right, so I'm putting on headlands on the second field here. So the problem we're having right now is the Delta Force supply pressure is very low. It should be at 2400 and we're at 1750. So that's causing some problems, you know, in the terms of the alternator isn't keeping up with all of the devices on the planter. Once we're done with this farm, we are going to get some measurements. So before I tell you what we're going to do, I'll explain how it works. There's a line that goes into a block, and there's a knob there that you can turn your flow to your Delta Force. That block is restricting the flow, you know, to the Delta Force, which the alternator is running off of the Delta Force. We are going to hardline it straight into a remote on the tractor. So we have to have a hose that runs, you know, basically up through that hose extender or whatever you want to call that for the fold there, and then back to the hose that hooks into that block. Not a big deal, just kind of would have been nice to know this earlier so we could have got it done, but you know, it was hard to tell. Most of these planters, you know, a few of these 12 rows that are really sold aren't running what we are running on it. We go into diagnostics, down force, delta force. We want supply pressure at 2400, and we're running about 1700 now. So, but even if we turn the fans all the way off, we only get up to 2000. It's not the tractor, it's that block that's not allowing it to work. So always something.